Well, hello, you're off the beaten trail with Edward here in Kalamazoo at Bronson Park. And take a little quick walk through here this evening. Take a look at some flowers, some topiary, and we'll start right here. Take a look at the little area here. Nice, huh? Yes. First United Methodist Church. Kalamazoo Institute of Arts right over there. A beautiful place to come down with the families today. Take a nice walk and hang out down here in the park like we used to when we were kids. Good.
He said he will.
This is the bandstand. Some good performances down here. There's not tonight though. There's the Civic Auditorium. Now these used to be fountains and they were filled with water when I was a kid. And the last few years they took them up and replaced them with yards. The bronze statues we'll see in a second used to be right here. And before that, there was water. And there was little fountains that would fire the water up in the air. And there's another fountain farther down here we'll look at in a minute. Right here is the famous Native American mound. It was excavated many years ago. It's one of the Hopewell Indian tribe mound builder mounds, and there was nothing in it. But I remember playing on this as a child, and my brothers and all kinds of kids all around, and it was a little bit taller then. These trees were a little smaller then too. And a nice little walk down this way towards the east. And you've seen one of my videos where I was paying my water bill, and that's the building that I was paying it in, our city hall. And of course, the bronze statuary. Beautiful churches here in the area around the park. More topiary. Got the sea serpent. Have a little flamingo right here. And do a little sculpture. Straight ahead is our courthouse, our current courthouse. We'll talk about that in a moment too. Now this area right here used to be filled with water. There was a large stone and granite fountain, and when we were kids we'd come down here and the waters would be changing colors at night, colored lights, the spray. People come down here, families. These stanchions right here have water spouts, and the water would fly up and out of these and hit the fountain, and you could sit on these and it was like you were firing little water cannons all at this big fountain. And you can see more down here at the other end. And this this large sculptured fountain was found to be in bad taste to Native Americans, and it was removed and it's been stored, and this beautiful little area turned into a nice green common area. We'll go right over here to an area that's very famous as well, and more topiary. Up at the corner. But before we get there, the very front doors and the front steps of City Hall in 1960, right below the address, the 241 building, is where John Fitzgerald Kennedy stood and gave a speech. 1960. And a little bit before him, approximately where this tree is planted, right up here, and I believe they planted this tree to replace the one that was here that had to be taken down. I think this is it, I'm sure. But it was a witness tree, and next to that tree, Abraham Lincoln stood when he was a senator and gave a speech. So we have Abraham Lincoln, and right over here we have JFK, right here in Kalamazoo. Take a look at this topiary. The volunteers really do a fantastic job on these, preparing them. We'll be talking about some of these mansions later. I know you're dying to know whose this is and some history about it, the 219 building, and we'll be getting to that a little later. This is the city library, downtown branch. More topes. The Miller Canfield building. This is our little downtown Veterans Park. And our Rodman Columbiad 10-inch. That tube weighs 15,204 pounds. Used by the Union. in the Civil War. These are known as trunnions. Basically the bearing surfaces of the tube itself against the carriage or the mount. And you can see that this particular weapon has been spiked. There's a cannonball swaged down the barrel. Never again to be used. The way that you would raise and lower them was by a type of ratchet. And the man would jack that ratchet up and down, almost like a gear rack, when he raise and lower the barrel. But in this building here, is where I learned to swim. Back in the 60s, the YMCA was filled, swimming lessons were closed, and the YWCA was wide open. And so we came down here and took our swimming lessons, and our class was full of boys. I don't remember a girl in the class, and we were all taught to swim right there in that building. Now the Y is gone from this building. They're in a different location farther east here in Kalamazoo, and this is now mixed use. Excuse the sirens. There was a car accident downtown here just a few minutes ago. They're all responding to it. I heard it. I didn't want to call it out on the video, but it's a little too late now. But offices and so forth. During the tornado in Kalamazoo, 1980, this was the ISB bank building next door. Almost every window in that building was blown out. And huge trees here in Bronson Park were toppled. And it really did a lot of damage around this area. I was overseas in West Germany serving in the army then, and it made stars and stripes. Front page, tornado hits Kalamazoo. This is our little veterans park. Monuments here recognizing the veterans of all eras. More topiary. Take a nice little walk up through here and pay our respects to the veterans. Korean War, Vietnam veterans. Civil War. The GAR is the Grand Army of the Republic. They were formed by Union veterans after the war. You'll see that marked on our cannon over there as well. We also have one of 48, and some people say 50, of the Ruggles Kitson bronze statue of the hiker. There's one in Grand Rapids, there's one in Lansing on the Capitol grounds, and there's one right here, and it's known as one of the best bronzes produced by a female in the bronze making memory of history. And here he is, the hiker. It's commemorating the Spanish-American War veterans. 1898, 1902. This happened to be the 8th one of the 48 to 50 that was dedicated. Of all places, the state of Massachusetts has 13 of them. He's carrying the issue Krag Jorgensen 3040 Krag infantry rifle. Had only been used in the Spanish-American War. It's the shortest lived firearm in our recorded military history for general issue. So I've read. We'll see here if we can get a close-up of the foundry. Here's the foundry, and the foundries were kinetic as I remember. And I believe over on the other heel here was the name. Right there it is. If you can see it, it's Theo A.R. Kitson. What a wonderful lady, and what a wonderful sculpture. Canteen. Musette pack. Yes, sir. Our newer sky rises downtown. You can see the balconies of the condos on the Exchange. As we leave the hiker and we take a look at the Kalamazoo County building, it sets almost directly across from City Hall in the park. It's not the first courthouse that was built on this property. There was another one before it, a large golden statue of Liberty that stood on top of it is now downtown in the Kalamazoo Museum, which is straight down past the Exchange, a block and a half on the right hand side. In the day, when the old courthouse was here, and the location that's right here on the corner was the jail. And the The old jail stood right here, and it had old windows, barred windows with shutters, pot-bellied stoves. It was a cold old place, and it's gone now. It's gone now. When you're brought into this facility as a arrested person, this little ramp here on this end of the building is where you're brought, and then down into a secure location and into what's known as the bullpen. And there you're locked up till you're called for up in the courtroom. This building is about to change hands. Our new Justice Center is 2 blocks away. We'll get just a little look at the corner of that as we walk by. I'm going to do another video on that later. Along with this building, we're going to go inside and gain access and take a look around. It's beautiful. Art Deco. You wouldn't believe how beautiful the inside of this building is. Now, before the terrorism, this is how you entered the building. Same as on the street side. This is the park side. Right up these steps and into 227 West Michigan. But that all stopped, as it did many places. Little memorial here for all the branches of service. Many times folks that are married here in court come out here and get their photos taken right here. Now, the company that has bought this building cannot change the facade until after 2035, I read, and who knows what will happen to it then. Inside, it's beautiful courtrooms, Art Deco inside and out, terrazzo floors. You'll see when I do the tour with you here on another video. I've heard maybe restaurants in here. Condos. This is how you enter the court now. A fully secured entrance. Beautiful, beautiful building. And they're moving to this building right over here. In the center of the video is the brand new $95 million plus Justice Center, located right on Kalamazoo Avenue. We'll pan around here past our Baptist church. And then back here to Bronson Park. Nice Nice little view here across the way with the flag blowing. And the Hinman building in the background. And I'll take our little walk back to our vehicle. I really thank you for time today to be with me. Our little walk here through Bronson Park and a small part of downtown Kalamazoo. And if you like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. I sure appreciate it. And until next time, please have a safe and great day.